Thank you, President. My question is to the Minister for the Environment. The Australian energy market operator predicts that the growth in data centres across Victoria and New South Wales will require an extra 4 gigawatts of gas-powered generation annually to manage increased demand. And a Greenpeace Australia Pacific report confirms that if a quarter of the new data centres are powered by gas, it would almost triple the amount of carbon emissions compared to grid power. With news of a 350-hectare mega hub planned for the West, quote, so big it will need its own gas turbines to avoid tripping the power grid, and needing more power than the total capacity of Loy Yang A, I ask, how does the government intend to reconcile Victoria's carbon emission reduction targets with this explosion of data centres?
Minister.
Mr Ettershank for his question, but I think the question is better directed to the Minister for Energy and Climate Action under the standing order. So just want to, I'm happy to, I think our Minister could refer it on, but I think that's the appropriate Minister. It's a bit ask a question about energy. If it was about the environment, I'd be happy to answer it.
Yeah. Nick, are you anti-gas, are you? Yeah. Are you anti-gas?
Order. As I've said a number of times in this chamber, a member has a right to ask any minister a question. The minister has a right to say that that doesn't fall within their portfolio and suggest it could be directed at another portfolio.
Of course, yes.
So it's either the minister's answer or Mr Ettershank can refer it to the Minister for Energy and Climate Change to be passed on if he wants.
President, I think that was sting like a butterfly, dodge like a bee. I'm happy just to leave the question on the record and move to my supplementary, if I may. Thank you.
You would like to do supplementary. I would say it'd be very difficult the supplementary has to be relevant to the answer, and it's going to be very difficult to do a supplementary when the Minister says it's not within his remit. But there you go.
I thank you, President, and I'm happy to be guided by your wisdom on the appropriateness or otherwise. Beyond exorbitant carbon emissions and water consumption, another environmental impact of data centres is the vast amount of e-waste they generate. GPUs and servers used in data centres are replaced on average every 2 to 5 years. Infrastructure Victoria has noted that the state's e-waste recycling capacity is already under pressure, and e-waste is growing at a rate 3 times faster than that of general waste stream, putting the state on track to generate more than 250,000 tonnes of e-waste by 2030. Can the Minister explain how the Data Centre Sustainability Action Plan addresses the mountain of e-waste generated by the state's data centres and how it fits with the government's circular economy goals? Or, in the absence of such a plan, what is the government doing?
The issue is that I don't think it was relevant to the substantive, which the minister answer was it was better directed to another minister. So I see no point in. Minister
Supplementary question was actually a matter that sits within Minister Demopoulos' responsibilities as the minister responsible for that strategy.
Okay. So, Mr Ettershank, point of order.
Thank you, President. I just ask that the government's response be taken into notice, taken into consideration at the next safe sitting.
The question is that the minister's response be taken into account next day meeting. All opinions say aye. Against no. I believe the ayes have it. Ms Barth, the question, please.